Season 8, AI and Truth. Episode 1, Why AI Makes Truth Harder to Find. 1. Introduction, the new age of confident uncertainty. There was a time when the problem with information was access. You did not have enough sources. You did not have enough reporting. You did not have a camera in your pocket. You did not have instant search. Now the problem is different. There is too much information. And worse, there is too much information that looks real. AI has changed the structure of the information environment. It did not just add new content. It changed how content is produced, distributed, and trusted. The result is a world where truth is harder to find, not because truth disappeared, but because the signals that once pointed to truth are breaking down. This episode explains why AI makes truth harder to find, how the information environment is being reshaped, and why the challenge is not only fake content, but a deeper collapse in trust. 2. Truth used to be a social process. Truth has never been only about facts. It has always been a social process. People decide what is credible by using signals, reputation, expertise, institutions, verification, consistency, accountability. Journalists built trust through methods. Editors checked work. Courts required evidence. Scientists used peer review. Even everyday conversation used reputation and context. These systems were imperfect, but they created friction. It was harder to publish widely, harder to impersonate authority, harder to scale deception. AI reduces that friction. And when friction is removed, truth becomes harder to defend. 3. AI floods the world with content. The most obvious effect is volume. AI can produce articles, scripts, comments, reviews, posts, images, videos, audio clips, translations, summaries, variations of messages. One person can create what used to require a newsroom. One group can generate what used to require an organization. This matters because truth depends on attention. If truthful reporting is buried under massive noise, fewer people see it. And if fewer people see it, it loses power. AI increases the supply of content far beyond human attention capacity. That makes attention the bottleneck. And when attention is scarce, systems that control attention become gatekeepers of reality. 4. The second shift, AI makes content look polished. In the past, low-quality information often looked low quality. Bad spelling, poor formatting, obvious scams. Now AI can create polished deception. Professional tone, consistent structure, convincing language, high production value visuals. Even when the content is wrong, it looks credible. This breaks an old social shortcut. People used to rely on quality cues. Now quality cues are cheap. That means credibility must be judged by deeper methods. But deeper methods take time. Most people do not have time. So they fall back on emotion, identity, and repetition. That is how truth becomes harder to find. 5. The third shift, AI can personalize deception. Mass deception used to be difficult. You could broadcast propaganda, but it was generic. AI makes deception targetable. Different messages for different groups. Different framings for different values. Different emotional triggers. Different cultural references. This matters because people are more persuadable when a message feels personally relevant. AI can create micro-propaganda. Not always to change your beliefs. sometimes to increase confusion, to weaken trust, to deepen division. Truth becomes harder to find because the information environment stops being shared. Each person experiences a different narrative stream. 6. Search and discovery are changing. Truth is not only about what exists. It is about what you can find. Search engines and recommendation systems are increasingly influenced by AI. They decide what is visible. They rank content. They summarize answers. They propose relevant results. If those systems are manipulated, truth becomes harder to access. AI makes manipulation easier. It can generate SEO-optimized pages at scale. It can create networks of sites. It can flood platforms with coordinated content. It can create fake engagement. These tactics can push false content upward. And because ranking systems are automated, the manipulation can be systemic. Truth becomes harder to find because the pathways to truth become polluted. 7. The collapse of trust signals. In the old environment, trust signals mattered. A recognized newspaper. A known institution. A verified identity. A documented source. AI weakens these signals. Impersonation becomes easier. Fake accounts become convincing. Fake websites can mimic real ones. AI can generate citations that look real. It can manufacture documents. It can fake authority. Even worse, AI allows real institutions to be attacked through fabricated scandals. Once trust signals are easy to copy, trust becomes fragile. People do not know what to believe. And when people do not know what to believe, they may believe whatever feels comforting. Or whatever their group believes. This turns truth into tribal identity. That is the deeper crisis. 8. The liar's dividend: how fake content helps real liars. There is another effect. When deepfakes and AI content become common, real wrongdoing can be denied more easily. A politician can say, that recording is fake. A corrupt official can say, that evidence is AI generated. A public figure can claim any damaging video is fabricated. This is called the liar's dividend. The existence of AI deception gives cover to real deception. Even if a piece of evidence is authentic, people can doubt it. Truth becomes harder to find because lies gain plausible deniability. 9. The speed problem: AI makes falsehoods move faster. Truth is slow. Verification takes time. Investigation takes time. Context takes time. Falsehood can move fast because it does not require checking. AI accelerates falsehood. It generates content instantly. It amplifies through automation. It creates many versions to spread across communities. Meanwhile, truth is still slow. So the speed imbalance grows. In the time it takes to correct one false story, 10 new versions appear. This is how truth becomes overwhelmed. Not by one lie, but by endless mutation. 10. The economics of content reward the wrong things. Platforms often reward engagement. Engagement is driven by emotion. Outrage. Fear. Astonishment. Confirmation. AI can optimize for engagement. It can test which headline works best. It can generate variations. It can adapt. This makes the information ecosystem more reactive. Content becomes optimized to trigger response, not to convey truth. Truth becomes harder to find because the reward system punishes boring accuracy and rewards exciting distortion. Even honest creators feel pressure to perform. They simplify. They exaggerate. They compete in attention markets. AI increases competition, making the incentive distortions worse. 11. The role of summary and answer machines. Increasingly, people do not read sources. They read summaries. AI systems summarize content. They answer questions. They produce confident statements. This can be useful, but it introduces a new truth problem. AI can sound certain even when it is wrong. It can combine information incorrectly. It can repeat common misconceptions. It can produce plausible nonsense. If people rely on AI answers without verification, truth becomes dependent on model accuracy. And model accuracy is not perfect. Even small error rates matter when systems are used at scale. Also, summary systems can remove nuance. They flatten complexity. They remove uncertainty. Truth becomes harder to find because people consume simplified outputs that hide important details. 12. The social media problem, virality over verification. Social platforms amplify content based on signals. Likes, shares, comments, watch time. These signals are not truth signals. They are attention signals. AI-generated content can be designed to maximize these signals. It can also simulate signals. Bots can like and share. Fake accounts can create the illusion of consensus. This manipulates the perception of truth. People are influenced by what they believe others believe. If AI can manufacture social proof, it can manufacture perceived reality. Truth becomes harder to find because popularity becomes mistaken for legitimacy. 13. Politics in the age of synthetic media. Political competition becomes more unstable with AI. Candidates can be impersonated. Statements can be fabricated. Images can be staged. Propaganda can be localized and personalized. Even if platforms remove some content, the volume is too high. The result is not only misinformation. It is distrust. People stop believing anything. That is dangerous because democracy depends on shared facts. If voters cannot agree on basic reality, political conflict becomes more intense. AI makes truth harder to find and makes politics more fragile. 14. Why this is not only about fake news. It is tempting to reduce this to fake news. But the deeper issue is epistemic collapse. A collapse in how society knows what is true. AI accelerates this by flooding content, weakening trust signals, enabling denial, speeding up falsehood, personalizing narratives, manipulating discovery systems. Even if you personally avoid fake news, you still live in a society where trust is weakening. And when trust weakens, every institution becomes harder to maintain. Courts, elections, public health, scientific consensus, social cooperation. Truth is the foundation for coordination. AI can crack that foundation. 15. What can still work? New trust mechanisms. If old trust signals weaken, society needs new ones. Better provenance tools for media. Robust verification practices in journalism. Digital signatures and authenticity systems. Stronger platform accountability for coordinated manipulation. Education that teaches critical thinking in the AI era. Transparency in AI-generated content labeling. Independent auditing of major recommendation systems. But technology alone cannot solve it. Because the fight over truth is also a fight over incentives. If platforms profit from engagement, and engagement is driven by distortion, trust will keep eroding. So the solution must include incentive change. Less reward for outrage. More support for credible institutions. Stronger penalties for malicious manipulation. 16. The personal level. How to think in this new environment. Individuals cannot fix the system alone, but they can adapt. Slow down before sharing. Look for primary sources. Check multiple independent outlets. Be wary of overly confident claims. Be wary of perfect storytelling. Notice emotional manipulation. Ask what the creator gains. But the most important personal adaptation is humility. In a world of synthetic content, certainty becomes a trap. Truth requires patience. AI pushes speed. So resisting the speed is part of resisting the truth crisis. 17. Core takeaway. AI makes truth harder to find because it floods the world with polished content, personalizes deception, manipulates discovery systems, weakens trust signals, enables denial, speeds up falsehood, and rewards engagement over accuracy. The result is not only more fake content. It is a deeper breakdown in how society determines what is real. Truth becomes harder to find not because facts vanish, but because the environment that once supported verification is overwhelmed. The fight over AI and truth is ultimately a fight over the architecture of information. And the stakes are not just media. The stakes are social trust, democracy, and the ability of people to coordinate in reality. If this episode helped you understand why AI makes truth harder to find, like this video so more people can see it. Share it with someone who thinks AI misinformation is only a minor issue. And subscribe to Uncovering Facts for deep, hype-free episodes on AI, power, and the systems shaping modern life. Next episode, how deepfakes break trust.